Hi YouTube friends, it's me again. Been a little while. I've been busy. This is the first time I've been home in a couple of weeks. Yeah, it's been hectic. Literally just at home, down at my mum's, and dealing with things from there, and it's quite tough because my house is going to rack and ruin. You should see my garden. The grass is literally waist high right now, and there is absolutely no chance of me sorting that out. So it's just going to have to grow. I've decided that I'm putting my house on the market. This toing and froing, it really isn't working for me. I'm exhausted. The drive to and fro constantly is so tiring, and I'm having to rush back to do books and then to get them dispatched and then having to rush home again. And I'm having to do this with my mum in the car because I can't leave her on her own back at the house. She gets quite stressed when she's by herself, so I have to bring her with me. So bouncing her around in my little C2 is not doing her any favours, and she's actually in quite a lot of pain with her ribs at the moment. We think that she may have cracked a rib doing some gardening, of all things. She loves gardening, she loves her flowers, but I think she got a bit carried away and she may have done some damage to her ribs, so we're having some investigations done on that at the moment. But it means that when she rides with me in the car, it's uncomfortable. So yeah, so it looks like I'm going to be packing up my house and putting most of it into storage and living with my mum until we can sell the big house. Buckingham Prison, as I like to call it. It's a beautiful house, don't get me wrong, absolutely beautiful house. I just hate where it is. So the plan now is to sell that house, to buy something that's more suitable for me and mum on our own, and I will be living with my mum. And let me tell you, I'm discovering that my little life here in my little house, whilst it felt kind of lonely sometimes because I was by myself all the time, especially since Sooty died, because now that he's no longer here, I don't even have anyone to talk to who is, I mean, okay, he was a cat. He was a cat. He couldn't answer me, but I know he understood what I was talking about most of the time because he had that look. But yeah, my lonely little life here was actually quite peaceful. And I'm gonna really miss it. It's not peaceful. Down at my mum's, it's not peaceful. I have spent most of my time taking her to appointments. It's like being a mum, but in reverse. So where it used to be I took my boys to the dentist and the doctors and hospital appointments and whatever else they had to do, and school and da da da, now I'm having to do all of that just for my mum. And it's weird. So I'm realizing that I've been really lucky in that the last 10 years of my life have been really peaceful, and now it's not going to be. Now it's down to me and I have to do it all. So yeah, yeah. Oh, anyway, moving on. So a couple of good things. I got my little leaflets done. So now whenever I sell a book on eBay or anywhere else, I actually have my Book Buddy store all set up and ready to go, and I am so proud of how it looks. The link will be in the description, so you'll be able to check it out for yourself. But I'm really chuffed with myself. I thought to myself, I am selling secondhand books, granted, right? But the amount of money I am losing on these books, I am literally, Amazon is getting all of the benefit of my sales and I'm not. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I am, I might be selling a book, say, for £4 or £5, and Amazon is getting literally more than half. They're getting 60% of that. So I'm working for Amazon at this point. and it's eBay's not so bad because you don't, the fees are already included and the free listing, so that's not so bad. Vinted, fine. But Amazon, Amazon. I'll give you an example. So a book sold, and it was a really rare book, so it's quite an expensive book. So it sold for £12 on Amazon, but the buyer was in Italy. Got no problem with that. I dispatched, but Amazon capped how much I could charge the customer for the shipping. When I went to book the shipping, it was going to cost me £16 to ship this book. I'm not getting that much for the book. And on top of the fact that I'm not getting that much for the book, Amazon took over half in fees on that book. So not only was I going to end up paying for the shipping for this customer, because the capped thing was only like £12, so I was going to pay the difference, but I was also losing any profit I made on the book anyway. So it was like, this is crazy. Why? I had to cancel that sale. I sent a very polite email to the customer and said, look, I'm really sorry. And I laid it out for them. I put out all the sums, said, this is what Amazon is charging me. This is the shipping, the real shipping. And this is what they're allowing me to charge you for the shipping. So I really can't afford to do this. So unfortunately for that customer, they didn't get the book. And I felt really bad about it, but I just couldn't swallow it, I'm unemployed, dudes. I can't. I've got to try and make a living out of this at the moment. So yeah, no, wasn't going to happen. Anyway, so that was that. So I set up my own website, and I've spent quite a bit of time doing it, and it's something I can do from mum's, so it's not a problem, but it is hard work. There's a lot of books to do. But I will get it done, and it's up and running. So please feel free to support my endeavours by visiting Book Buddies. That's what it's called, Book Buddies. Or follow me on Instagram, all of that stuff, all of that good stuff that's going to help me make this work. Buy a book. Support Lisa in her endeavours to keep her head above water while she sorts out her mother and gets her mum into a new home. So that's one point. Second, myself and Michelle had our very first full day fair in Cambridge a weekend ago. It was fabulous. You can tell I caught some sun because I'm a little bit on the brown side. Look at that. I actually caught some sun. Now, if you don't know me, my dad is black, right? So you would think a little bit of, I have never ever been able to tan. It's one of the things that has caused me the most distress in my life, that I am the whitest black person you've ever met in your life. And it's been a source of great distress to me that I cannot tan. Since I went to Jamaica last year, I have now discovered I can tan. It's almost like being in Jamaica has activated the melanin in my skin and allowed me to start colouring. So standing around outside in the sunshine last weekend has given me the opportunity to top up my Jamaican tan, and I caught a bit of colour. I am so chuffed. I can't tell you how happy this has made me that I am a little bit browner. I mean, granted, it just does look like I'm just dirty and I haven't scrubbed my skin. But for me, this is a suntan. A suntan, people. It's awesome. I'm so happy. Anyway, so that's that. So that's two good things. I'll try and clip in a bit of video about the things that we saw at last weekend's show, because some of the stuff we saw was amazing. There was like a vintage parade of cars, vintage tractors, combine harvesters. It was the most beautiful horse I've ever seen in my life. He was huge and terrifying, but he was so beautiful. So we saw a load of stuff. We had a really good day, really nice time. My mum actually came to the fair to see us and sat with us behind the stand a little bit, and it was really nice to show her what we were doing. I really liked that. going to be able to do an awful lot at home this weekend because I've got a show tomorrow with Michelle in Thrapston, and the weather the weather is slated to be dreadful. Apparently it's going to be torrential rain and storms. We have got a 3x3 gazebo. I know. We've said that we're going to suck it and see. We're going to go there. We're going to see what the ground is like, and we're going to see what the weather's like. And if it's dreadful, we're not going to do it, because the last thing we need to do is get all of our stock and our products covered in water and destroyed. So if it's dry, we'll do it. If it's not dry, we're going to go home and do some stock taking and sort out some new show venues and sort out some more stuff for our website, sageandsweetgrass.co.uk. If you want to check out the products that we're selling on there, please feel free to. I will again put the link in the bottom so you can check it out. But that is my joint venture with my colleague Michelle, who got made redundant from the same company at the same time as me, and we decided to take a bit of our redundancy money and do something with it. So this has literally been our fourth show, but it was our first full day one, and it was lovely. We had a really good time. There was so much good food on offer at this place. Oh my God. And we were stuck next to, I say stuck is the wrong word. We were placed next to the most beautiful cake stand, Jake's Cakes. Oh, it was torture. I mean, we had to sit next to that. He was lovely. He brought us free cakes. He gave us free cakes, but I'm trying to lose weight, people. So I'm stuck between an olive stand, and he had olives and goat's cheese and dried mango and sun-dried tomatoes. I don't like olives, but this man has turned my head, and I actually ate olives, and they were delicious. He had them stuffed with peppers and marinated and stuff with goat's cheese. Oh God, it was wonderful. And then you had Jake on the other side with his cakes. So yeah, it was a bit like, oh, how I just spent the whole day dribbling. Oh, and there was a hog roast right across from us as well. So I literally spent the whole day dribbling, thinking I'm just so hungry. I want to eat everything. I was good. I only had a hog roast, and I had a quarter of a cake that Jay gave me. I took the rest home, and I had some olives. That was it. I was really well behaved. I was quite proud of myself. There was a little bit of what's the word? Strength. That's what it was. It was internal strength. I held off. Having said that, I'm planning on having a takeaway tonight because there's no food in my house and I'm starving. I had soup for lunch and I'm absolutely starving. Right, anyway, enough with the waffle. That's life at the moment. So, you know, that's a little bit of an update. So I've come home and I thought I'd share some books with you because, you know, as you do. You know, this is a book channel, so let's share some books. I found some good ones, and I thought you might enjoy some of these. So here we go. How Not to Be an American. I think this one's very timely. Right, so it says, this new American uniform, the baseball cap, t-shirt, shorts, trainers, why not a scooter? It's not about looking good, it's about disappearing into a new, unofficial global army of cultural babies. It says, I eat hamburgers and watch TV and chew gum all day. I want everyone to play my game. You have to be nice to me, and if you're not, I'm going to shoot you. I think I'm not allowed to say that, am I? I'm going to pew-pew you. Right? I think that's what I've heard people say. I can't understand a word you say. And what is that about American foreign policy? Oh, I think that's hilarious. So, this is by a writer called Todd McEwen. It's kind of autobiographical. So I'll read you some chapter names, right? That might give you a clue. Thoughts on the New American Uniforms, Curse of the Sand People, A Trip to Ohio, Oh Not Being Jewish, On Two 20th Century Greats, The Lion of Democracy, In the Bitterroot, Trout Farm, Eunice, The Better Burger Bureau. Try saying that after a few pints. Thoreau, Very Thoreau, and Ansel Adams. There we go. That's some interesting. Now, I haven't read this book. It came in one of the boxes, one of the mystery boxes that I opened. But I just thought this one sounds like a cracker of a read. and somebody might want it. So this one will be going up on Book Buddies as soon as I've got it photographed. But yeah, I love it. And it is in pristine condition. Lovely book. It is brand new. It's never been opened. Well, apart from just now by me. And I didn't crack the spine. So, be nice. Right. So, yeah, great looking book. This could be a fun book. So, any Americans out there who have not read this, you might want this one. I found this one. Julie Hassler's Fantasy Cross Stitch. Now, I am a cross stitch fan. I've been doing cross stitch since I was a teenager. Well, actually younger than that, when I first learnt to sew. There is so much stuff that I've made in the past, and I thought, okay, I picked this book out of the boxes because it is in a fantastic condition. A little bit of shelf wear, but it's a cross stitch book. So it has got some of the most stunning designs inside it. I mean, look. And it comes with all the patterns for a cross stitch. And I think it's absolutely stunning. Love cross stitch. I really must get back into cross stitch. I haven't done any for a very long time because, you know, I've been absolutely snowed under with books. But hey ho, I will get to it. I think once I've moved in with Mum permanently and can get all of my cross stitchy stuff out, it's something to do in front of the telly whilst keeping her company, isn't it? I'm not one for sitting in front of the TV with nothing in my hands. I just can't do it. I've never been able to do it. So I'm always either designing something, reading, well, not reading something, playing a game, or doing some editing on photos, because I do a lot of photography, so I do a lot of editing. Doing that, or some sort of craft. I've never been able to just sit and watch TV. My ex-husband used to hate that, actually, because I wasn't somebody that you could hold hands with and be all lovey-dovey in front of a movie, because my hands had to be doing something. Otherwise, I just couldn't sit there. Just couldn't sit there. Couldn't sit there doing nothing. Maybe that's why he cheated. Who knows? Anyway, next one. So this one I found is Asimov, the Grand Master of Science Fiction and Popular Science. It's The Unauthorized Life. And it says he was the most influential US sci-fi writer of his era. Isaac Asimov dominated science fiction for over half a century. By his late teens, he had already embarked upon the works with which everyone associates him. The first robot story, during which he laid down the 3 laws of robotics, accepted today by researchers into artificial intelligence. So again, another timely book. Can you see why I pulled this one out? Yeah, okay, cool. Nightfall, arguably his most famous ever story and the first instalment of the Foundation series, where he established the template for huge galactic empires and changed the face of science fiction forever. Asimov, The Unauthorized Life, takes us from Asimov's childhood when he worked in his father's candy store. He came across the sci-fi pulp magazines of the 1930s and 40s, and to his domination of both popular fiction, popular science writing and the SF world, moving from his obsessive drive to write and his many prolific works through the impact on and upheavals in his personal life. I think this is, I mean, is it me? Or does he look a little bit like the guy, oh God, what's his name? How can I not know his name? That's ridiculous. Unified Theory of Everything. You know who I mean. Somebody please put it in the comments. What's his name? It's just gone out of my head. That's really irritating. He was on Big Bang Theory and everything. Oh, that's so annoying. Anyway, moving on. The next one. The Good Samaritan Bites the Dust. The amazing way the Bible influences our everyday language. This is a book by Ferdy Addis. Now, I found this in the stash, and it was like, okay. And it says, no book in history has contributed more phrases to the English language than the King James Bible, published in 1611 after years of toil by a crack team of biblical scholars. This labour of love has weighed in the balance for centuries and has never fallen from grace. It is read even at the ends of the earth. It breathes life into our everyday language and helps us see eye to eye. In fact, all of those little phrases are in speech marks, quotations. So they're clearly out of the St. James Bible. I think that's the King James Bible, sorry. I think that's actually really clever. So this book is all about various phrases and sayings that have come out of the Bible and have become ubiquitous in today's modern language and parlance. So that is what this book is about, and it's quite a big book, so there's obviously a lot. There's a lot. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. We all know that one. Let not the sun go down on your wrath. Let there be light. A doubting Thomas. Oh yeah, I'm understanding it. To everything there is a season. That one's from Ecclesiastes, apparently. I'm not a big Bible person, which is really bad because I was brought up a Catholic, so I should know it all, but I don't. Okay, so next. This one. I found this one in the stash, in one of the boxes, and I thought it was such a cool idea, such a cute little book, and it looks like such a funny story. It's quite large print. It's a children's story, clearly. Charlie's eye pops out all over the place, and it was the first line of this book that absolutely had me cracking up. So the first paragraph, so I'm going to read it to you. It is the first line. Mum, tell Charlie to get it out. Go on, Mum, say something. If our dad was here, just wait till our dad gets back. I heard that line so often growing up. Just wait till your dad gets back. Just wait till your dad gets back. So I think this is, it's all about Charlie getting their eye out because they've got a false eye. But I just found that line really funny, really funny. But it's actually a really funny book, and it's really worth reading. And if you've got kids who you like to read to, this could be one that you really enjoy reading. All right, so next. This one. This one cracked me up, right? So this one is called How to Poo at Work. It tickled me. I mean, I'm English. We sort of have a lot of toilet humour. So this book really tickled me. I just found it really funny. Oh, dear. All right, okay, so preface. A crucial meeting or the man who ruined his career. My first contact with the issue of how to use the toilets in a workplace goes back to the period when I was an intern in a big investment bank on Wall Street in New York. I was making databases on capital risk. My boss was a very capable man. He had answers for everything, but was a true professional. And yet at 42, he was still on the lower rungs of the bank's hierarchy. I couldn't understand it. At the time, I had not yet discovered the issues linked to the use of work toilets. So there's diagrams, people. It's diagrams about how to poo at work. Diagrams. Oh dear. And there's expert opinion and testimonials. You go, oh yeah, this one's going to be on the site, so you can read this one. Now, this one I picked up from the book, from the stash, because again, I thought it might be useful. Right, so this one is called Life Skills for Teens. It says, congratulations, you are a teenager. The big question is now what? The teenage years are exciting yet ever-changing period of your life. New challenges and tasks seem to pop up almost daily, not to mention all the transitions your body is going through. As you get older and take on more responsibilities, you have probably wondered, how do many of the adult tasks your parents or older siblings seem to have breezed through daily? Everyday challenges like how to get to tell if the chicken in the fridge has gone bad, to how to get rid of dandruff that has likely crossed your mind. As you learn and experience new things, questions about basic life skills will arise. This book is here to help you solve the daily problems adults take for granted. While the internet provides a wealth of knowledge, it can be overwhelming to navigate at times. I mean, which of the 13 articles about budgeting and saving money is actually accurate? And yes, you can ask your parents or other trusted adults in your life to teach you specific skills, but sometimes you just want to figure it out on your own. And that's where this guide comes into play. Dive in and start learning life skills for teens. I think this book's brilliant. I think this book should be given away at schools to every child coming into their teen years. When my boys were coming up to their teenage years, they thought I was really mean because I made them do chores. I made them learn to cook. I made them do their own laundry. I made them clean their rooms. None of their friends were having to do all of this stuff. But I also taught them about credit cards and budgeting and bank accounts, because those are the things that you need as a young adult to go out there in the world and have as life skills. So I think a book like this should be given to every child when they reach 14, say, because that is when a child should start learning what life is really like. Having said that, my oldest son did say to me not long ago, "Mum, this adulting shit is crap." And I had to say, yeah, it is. Being an adult's no fun. I told you to stay a child as long as possible. You didn't listen to mummy. So, enjoy. Yeah, so there you go. That one's life skills for teens. Great book. It will be on the site, and I think every teenager should be given this, possibly as a part of a birthday present when they hit 14, along with a list of chores. You will cook once a week, you will clean your room, you are going to learn how to iron, and you are going to learn how to look after your own laundry. I am not your slave. My son used to say that to me all the time, my younger one. "I'm not your slave." And I really enjoyed saying it back. "I'm not your slave." Okay, so I'm going to do 2 more and then I'm going to call it quits on this one, right? So, this book I'm not going to be selling because it's literally destroyed. I took this book on holiday with me to Jamaica. In fact, I bought it at the airport. I saw it and I thought, I might want to read something in the evenings when it's cool. I don't want to watch Jamaican telly. I'm on holiday. I don't want to watch telly. So I am going to grab a couple of books and read them. I literally read this one on the beach and I could not stop reading this book. It is a fantastic book. It's called The Best Way to Bury Your Husband. It is the story of an abused woman. She is abused. And she ends up ending her husband. She unalives him, and it is kind of an accident. It's kind of an accident, but then it's during C19. So this story is set during C19, and after she unalives him, she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what to do with him, or yeah, he's like, okay, what? He's dead. What do I do? So she doesn't know what to do with him, and it is the story of the dilemma that she has and how she manages it. But it's also a story about friendship, because she finds out that there's other women who are in exactly the same position that she is, and that the same sort of thing has happened, because during the big C19 and during lockdown, when people were trapped together, there was a big uptick in domestic violence and in this kind of thing happening, because people weren't used to being trapped together. And when you are with an abusive partner and stress kicks in and not being able to leave the house kicks in, then so does the violence, so does the DV. That goes up through the roof too. So none of the women in this book kind of did it on purpose, but it happened, and they all end up in the same situation, and in the end they find each other and help each other to dispose of their unalived husbands, and friendships, relationships, real love between these women develops as they have now escaped a situation that they found themselves in, that they did not expect to find themselves in. Amazing book, and I would highly recommend it as a read. And for guys, as a warning. You might want to read it too. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you are all having a wonderful time, and as you can see, I'm doing better. There are moments of tearfulness post my brother, and but they are moments. It's not all the time now. And yeah, I'm doing okay. And thank you for asking, for those that have. It is appreciated. And I will see you again next time.